I should have known from her smirk, that sharp twist of her mouth when she told me the wedding had already happened. No invitation, no family, no witnesses beyond the ones she deemed important enough. My son just stood there, eyes lowered, ashamed but silent. That was the moment I knew she wasn't marrying into my family, she was conquering it. I kept my face still, controlled. "Congratulations," I said, like a stranger reading a headline. Inside, the betrayal burned. I had raised my son alone after his father's death. Every sacrifice, every dollar, every sleepless night had been for him. I thought I was securing his future. Instead, I was handing it to someone who saw me as nothing but a bank account. The truth didn't hit all at once. It trickled. I remembered the first time she shook my hand, her nails sharp, her eyes calculating. She praised my villa before she ever praised my son. She studied my jewelry more than she studied his face. Little signs, easy to dismiss when blinded by hope. But now, every moment sharpened into clarity. 3 days later, the phone rang. Her voice was sugar-coated steel. "We're ready to move in. Did you send the keys to our villa?" Our villa. That word lodged in my chest like a blade. The $5 million villa wasn't a gift. It was a legacy. My husband and I built it brick by brick, sacrifice by sacrifice. It wasn't for a stranger to claim. I let the silence stretch. Then I asked, calm as ice, "Oh, didn't I mention the condition?" She hesitated, just for a breath, enough to tell me she didn't know what I was about to say. I had been preparing for this moment long before she called. The week after their so-called VIP wedding, I updated every document. The deed, the trust, the will. The villa was no longer free to inherit. It was locked behind one simple condition. My son had to present himself, in person, and prove he still carried my name proudly. No proxy, no spouse speaking for him, only him. I didn't tell her that right away. I let her talk. She ranted about interior designers she'd already contacted, plans for our pool parties, how her friends were dying to see the place. Every word revealed her greed. Every syllable confirmed my decision. Finally, I cut in. "The villa isn't yours," I said. My voice was low, deliberate. It never was, and it never will be unless my son earns it himself. The silence on the line was delicious. Then the fury came. "You can't do this to us!" I smiled. I just did. That was the opening move. The real strike came after. I pulled funding from the accounts she thought she controlled. The credit cards linked to my name were cut. The allowance that cushioned their lifestyle evaporated overnight. I wasn't cruel. I left my son his essentials, just enough for him to see the difference between what was his and what was hers. It didn't take long. She couldn't book her luxury salons, couldn't host her glittering dinners, couldn't flash wealth that wasn't truly hers. The cracks widened. The confrontation came 1 week later. She showed up at my door, eyes wild, dragging my son behind her like a shield. "This is his right," she spat. "He's your son. You owe him." I looked at him, not her. Only him. "Is that what you believe?" I asked. His lips parted. No sound came. For the first time, I saw it clearly. He wasn't blind. He was trapped, torn between loyalty and love twisted into chains. So I handed him the pen. "If you want the villa, sign here. Alone, without her." The papers were already waiting. She lunged, tried to grab them, but I was faster. My lawyer, sitting quietly in the corner, slid the papers back into the folder. "No signature, no estate," he said flatly. Her face drained of color. She realized the truth. Every door she thought she'd unlocked was shut. Every key she thought she'd stolen was gone. And the villa?
It stood untouchable, waiting only for the one who deserved it. That night, my son came back alone. His eyes were heavy, but clearer than before. He confessed everything: how she'd pushed for secrecy, how she wanted control, how she promised him love only when he agreed to her terms. He chose me, not because I forced him, but because I left the choice in his hands. And her? She vanished. No more calls, no more demands, just a memory of a smirk that once thought it had won. Do I regret it? No. I don't celebrate either. Betrayal from blood, by marriage, or by birth cuts deep. But revenge doesn't always roar. Sometimes it waits, patient, like a locked door no thief can breach. My villa still stands. My legacy remains. And my son knows the truth. Love can't be bought. Loyalty can't be faked. And inheritance isn't entitlement. So, when she asks, even now, what condition? I have only one answer. The condition is simple. You'll never meet it.